Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here. It is later in the day just because servers were down for a while I was home, and I went to work. Then the service came up, then I heard they went down, and they've been down for a while, and now it's almost 10 o'clock at night, and they do appear to be back up. So, we are here in Winding Cove on the European Dead Zone. We are going to go check and see what this crazy tentacle face guy has, because apparently trying to bring him into our solar system breaks the game. Joking, of course, but still not entirely sure what the issue was today with Bungie servers. They just said they've had some issues. They had to bring them down for maintenance for hours, and then finally they are coming back up. So if you are looking for Xur, easiest way is to go up through this tunnel. No crazy jumping around on rocks. When you run around, you might have a couple enemies up here, but if somebody's up here, they probably cleared them out for you. So let's see what we got after many, many hours later. All right, well, definitely got some stuff here that you guys are going to want to add to your collections if you don't have it. Faded Engram, of course, your way to go for a stat roll that is better than collections. Because currently, unless these are magically better, we are still getting collection level stat rolls here. 48, 47, real bad, and 48 on all of these. So nothing great for stats. But do remember the Faded Engram is going to work off things that you do not have. Now, if you don't have one of these down here, maybe you're trying to limit yourself, say somehow you don't have One-Eyed Mask. Well, if that's maybe the only thing you're missing, I actually might buy this Faded Engram on a Titan. Don't do this on a Warlock, because you'll get a Warlock exotic or weapon, not a Titan helm. But if, say, One-Eyed Mask somehow was the only one you were missing, cool. Go ahead and buy it up here. You're probably bound to get that with a better stat roll on top of that. If you don't have these, though, and you're trying to get other things in your collections as well, make sure to start buying these. They're not that many shards, and they're definitely cheaper than 97. And you don't want to buy this and then get something that's not really going to help you out that much, just in case you are trying to get a little bit more of a variety. So this works as a checklist system. If you have it already, it's meant to give you something new. If you have everything weapon-wise and for armor for that character, it will just give you a random exotic. Armor's a nice one because you get random rolls. A duplicate weapon, definitely less helpful. So for the week, we've got our Wardcliff Coil exotic. Now, this thing has been up and down in the meta, maybe not. It's still always a cool exotic, so if you are newer, don't have it, buy this thing. The main perk is Mad Scientist. It fires a volley of rockets, and it is an arc rocket launcher. There are moments where arc rocket launchers are really beneficial if you're going to dump a whole bunch of damage in, clear a whole bunch of enemies out. When you do get the catalyst on this thing, it does make the tracking better, which is going to be beneficial because this thing at farther range is pretty terrible. You need to be somewhat close to what you're shooting, otherwise these things can spray all over the place. So the better tracking with the catalyst is definitely something you are eventually going to want to work towards. Other option is Mechanized Autoloader. This weapon automatically reloads ammo on pickup. It's kind of a weird timing thing, but if it is there, it works out pretty well. So that is the Wardcliff Coil. Always a good one to have. If you don't have it yet, you're a newer player, make sure you buy that thing. It's always good to have in there. Alright, so for our armor, we've got Verity's Brow for the Warlock. Always really goofy looking. It's like a space helmet crossed with an alien skull hive thing. So it's definitely goofy, unique for sure. The fourth magic, energy weapon kills, boost grenade recharge rate for you and nearby allies, actually. So, say you enjoy grenade energy. Why might you want that as a Warlock, might you ask? Well, one reason would definitely be Devour. Now, this thing is rolling with solar, so your mods are going to be auto rifles, fusion rifles, linear fusion rifles, rockets, and submachine guns. So, sadly, no machine guns, no grenade launchers. Missing some major categories here. Solar definitely seems kind of like the least popular. Going into next season, I guess we'll see what works, but this is a solar roll. But generally, if you do like getting weapon kills, boosting grenade recharge rate for you and nearby allies, I mean, if it's a Grenadier day or that modifier is on a strike playlist or you're trying to use Devour to stay alive and get that grenade energy back up, it's not a horrible exotic. Is it going to be the best thing in the world? No, it has a very specific use. But if you do want that grenade recharge rate to be up, you've got a decent energy weapon, say like Recluse. Even when it gets nerfed, it's still going to be big. Using those energy weapons to continue to get grenade energy recharge rate, that's potentially got a nice upside to it. So it's one that you would probably get a lot of use of if your primary is in your energy slot. So keep that in mind. A lot of people are in Izanagi's grenades all the time. Never a bad thing. For the hunters, we've got the sixth Coyote. This one always looks pretty cool. Very ornamental. You got the rope on there, kind of the big sash, and also the ornamental chest plate coverage. Pretty simple perk though. Double dodge. Gain a second dodge charge. Now, when you have reloads, that's not a bad thing. Get a double reload in there if you're trying to look at putting up some damage. We've also got a energy roll of Void. So we've got the perks I was talking about. grenade launchers, hand cannons, scouts, sidearms, and snipers. Void is probably one of my favorites. Between grenade launchers and snipers, a really popular thing right now, as grenade launchers are strong, and Izanagi's is also strong. So definitely a good thing there. And then finally, for the Titans, One-Eyed Mask. This thing has been up and down, meta, hated, loved. Still going to have some pretty good benefits, even with the changes coming next season. So what Vengeance does, it marks an enemy that dares to damage you. So they are marked, you can see them through walls, you can track them for a decent amount of time. That's Sting. Track down and destroy your enemy for increased damage. That's still going to be there. And an overshield. Now, the overshield is not going to happen, but the healing still will. So you're going to be able to track down enemies, and if you destroy that enemy who damages you, you get increased damage. It will track the enemy that actually hurts you, so you can actually figure out which one's going to do it and see him through walls in PvP. And if you kill that enemy, you're going to get healing. You're not going to get overshield, but it's still going to be a pretty damn strong exotic. So if you don't have it, buy this thing. It's still going to be decent. You're going to want it in your collections, and this is a void roll, so if you don't have one with grenade launchers and sniper rifles, all those things, you're probably going to want to pick this thing up. Even if the stat roll is trash, still probably going to want to get this thing just to have that void One-Eyed Mask roll in case. May still be epic next season. Honestly, I don't think the overshield going away is going to completely neuter this thing. It's still going to be pretty viable in both PvE and PvP. If you're in high level content and an enemy damages you and you kill them and you get healing and you do more damage, that's still pretty powerful all the time. So if you don't have One-Eyed Mask, absolutely a must buy. Wardcliff Coil, if you don't have it, get that. Double Dodge, all of these are actually pretty good. If you don't have these exotics, I mean, Verity's Brow, I don't really hear a ton of people talk about it, but I can see for certain builds it having some benefit at this point as Devour and Grenade builds and things like that. I wish it wasn't a solar affinity, but other than that, definitely, if you don't have really any of these exotics, I would add them into your collection. So go enjoy your Fated Engram roll. Remember, it's 97 shards, and remember, it is kind of character specific. It's going to be a random roll of things you don't have. If you do have them all, it's random across weapons and armor. It would suck to get like another Wardcliff Coil because that does me 0 good, but it would be nice to get some armor. So not too much has changed here. It seems the servers are back up this evening, so enjoy your time. I'm going to put this one up on the YouTube channel. Sorry for what I would call basically an 11-hour delay. Work was part of it, but I don't know, what would that be? 3-hour server downtime or more between the podcast and then waiting until I went to work. So, sorry about the delay, but it is up. If you guys can find me on Twitch, I'll be streaming some Destiny or some Star Wars this weekend. You guys can find me on Twitter and also right here on YouTube. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like, leave a comment, suggestion, say hello, whatever. And if you haven't subbed yet, hit the sub button, hit the alert bell, keep my videos coming to you. Have a great one. I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy your weekend.